What's up, everybody? My name is Ron Amos, and welcome back to Less Pressure Podcast. Today's special guest is none other than dancer, choreographer, and artist Nick Delira.
What's up, y'all?
How you feeling?
I'm good, bro.
I'm very, very excited to have you. You're like one of the most, I feel, like interesting creators in Chicago, you know. So I just really wanted to like kind of pick your brain a little bit and see kind of where all that inspiration and creativity comes from, you know.
Word, thank you, man.
For sure, for sure. So I'm gonna start off with a really heavy question.
What's up?
Why do you create?
Oh man, why do I create?
It's like loaded though. So
that's a good way to segue it. Like it just feels right. I mean, I think my whole entire life I've always been creating, you know. I've also came to this conclusion like pretty recently. Like creativity is just problem solving at the end of the day.
Interesting.
You know, that's kind of like how I see it, and it's trying to figure out like how you can make something work, and I use that creativity in many aspects in my life.
Yeah.
You know.
So are you saying that like problem solving requires creativity, or are you just saying creativity comes from solving problems?
It could be like either or. It could be either or. You know what I mean? I guess depending on what things you need to do. Because again, it's like it's a never-ending loop of like problem solving, and like if you create something, you could always like work more on it. You know what I mean? You might enter different roadblocks and stuff, which will require. It's a very like. It's a paradoxical thing, I feel like, to a certain degree.
That's really deep, because when I think of creativity, it's like it's almost like a coping mechanism for a lot of artists. It's like, how do I get through this? Or I'll create, or I'll express it. So the problem solving, it definitely does make sense, and you've been creating for a long time, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, super long time. Ever since I was like, oh man, like I like picked up drawing obviously when I was a kid.
Yeah,
but
so
like
it wasn't
it
always
came
just like dancing.
It was many different things. Like when I was younger, I was like drawing a bunch of like stuff. Like I was super into movies ever since I was a kid, so I would like draw like characters or like. I don't know, or like a car, like a plane or something from that movie. Yeah. And also it's even segued me like into like building my own props. Yeah. You know, which is like a pretty cool thing too. Like I would see all these like props and stuff online from different like movies and games and stuff, and it'd be like so expensive. I was like a young kid, I had no money, you know, so I was like, I wanna have those things, so we'll solve the issue by making it yourself out of paper.
Yeah. So how old were you when you were doing that kind of stuff?
I was like 5 years old to like when I was like in 6th grade.
You were making props.
Yeah, I was like building like paper guns and like paper helmets and stuff.
Yo, the paper guns. I think my brother used to make those.
Dude, those are fun. And
they used to shoot.
Yeah, you would like build a tube. You build a tube and you have like little like bullets, which are like cones. You'd put them in there and you just like kind of blow into them, kind of like darts.
Yo, that was always weird. Yo, and then I remember one time he was like running outside with it, and like someone called the cops because he had.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
oh my god!
He had a big white paper gun. He was like running around, like it was weird. But I always wondered like, how did he make? Because he would just go in the room, close the door, and then just start folding paper. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And then like come back, he got like this fucking like bazooka with like.
Dude, that was me, bro. That was me.
That's interesting. That's really interesting that y'all both kind of like. Did this. I thought that was like the only thing that was only something that he did.
Yeah, no, I didn't really know anyone who really did it. You know, and I just wanted to do that just so I could not buy something or ask my mom to buy me like it's like a toy gun. I know my mom's gonna say no to that.
Yeah, that's like my mom definitely wouldn't let us have guns. You know, so I get that part. But so you're playing with like the paper guns and stuff like that. Were you like making movies and stuff too with these props, or are you just
it's really funny. I would kind of like obviously be like in my like character play mode, you know what I mean? I'd like use them and play around with them with my friends. But I also, when I was like a kid, I was like super into like collecting action figures and stuff. I still am a little bit to a certain degree. And I would make these things called stop motions.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so like I had like a video editing software on my computer, and I was remember on being on YouTube watching all these like people like with their like figures or whatever, like creating all these like stop motions and stuff. I'm like, let me try that out. How do you do that?
Yeah.
And I found like my laptop had like a computer editing software, and I had like an iPod Nano that had a camera on it.
Yeah, you were making the movies off the iPod.
Yeah, but it was like very short and small,
Yeah.
which like then segued into like me liking like film and everything like that.
Okay, so now this all kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of
with,
snowballs
like,
and
the
it's,
visuals that you put out and stuff like
Exactly.
that. And, like the creativity with that. Are you like a big like indie movie type of person?
Honestly, for me, like I don't know too many big names, but if it were to like come across my face, I would like definitely know it or be like really intrigued by it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of just depends on like whatever I see in the moment or whatever like catches my eye like on socials and stuff like that.
There's this one video that you made this one time, and it was like my favorite video that I had ever seen for a hot second. It was the one you did a long time ago. It was to SZA's Broken Clocks.
Oh man, that's a classic, dude. Yo, like I often go back and I think about that piece a lot.
I would
in that
too.
video.
If I were you.
Yeah, no, that was that was a really fun video. Shout out Nikki and Mimi.
Yeah, and that's crazy because like I didn't even realize that was them until recently.
Yeah.
And Mimi told, I was like, yo, that was you. That was my favorite. And I'm like, now I feel like a fan. I'm like, yo, I'm sitting down with the girl from the Broken Clocks video. That video was like literally one of my favorite things to watch. Because what I do sometimes is like, I'll pay attention to like what everyone's like putting out, and then sometimes like I'll connect with people's art in a really, really interesting, weird way where like I'll like archive it almost or just keep it in my back pocket and just revisit it a lot. And that was what I did with that video because for some reason, like, I think it was the emotion of it. I don't know what the video meant to you, but to me, it was kind of like, I kind of related to like the feeling of being tired, and that's kind of what the video made me feel, like that tiredness with life, but you're just, moving through it.
Yo, that's cool, man. Yeah, no, I haven't really heard like that take on it, and that's really really interesting.
Yeah.
Because like with the direction of my videos, I pretty much go for like straight aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like aesthetic does kind of come with like its different emotions depending on like who's watching it and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's like really really cool. Like that it takes you to that direction and makes you feel those certain things. You know what I mean? From just from your own standpoint. So that's really really interesting, man.
Did you have a specific inspiration for it, or was it just the aesthetic?
It was definitely the aesthetic, and again, that just came with like my background in like filming, and also even there's this like film group that like films all of Kinja's stuff called Vibrancy.
Yeah.
I was like really really big on the way that they shot all their videos and stuff like that. So I'm like, let me like kind of pick at their brains and see like how they did certain things, and I tried them out myself,
That's pretty cool. All right, so now the dance aspect. Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, that's funny.
Where did that come from?
Man, I remember it exactly.
Were you like a dancey kid or at all?
No,
really?
I was never a dancey kid. I really liked music though. I was like super big into music and like the way like music made me feel. I think that was like the foundation of where the dance came from. But specifically dance, it was so funny. I was like in 6th grade. Party Rock Anthem came out.
Oh god. Wait, it's the fact that you were in 6th grade when that song came out. I think I was like a freshman.
Yeah, it was like 2 years, something like that.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, it was like what, 2011, 2012?
2011.
Something like that. It was like early 2010s.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was.
Like one of my classmates, he was like, they were like shuffling or whatever, and they're like doing the SpongeBob, and he asked me, "Yo, can you do that?" I never danced in my life. I just tried it out. I saw them do it, and then I just hit the SpongeBob, and I was like, "Yeah, I can do it."
And that's where
that's the exact moment it started, and then as soon as I got out of like elementary school, I went into middle school, and then that's when like the jerking and like Dougie, like, you know what I mean, like shuffling scene was like really big. And honestly,
was
like
a battle between like jerkers and shufflers.
There was, like, subtly, there was. It was like two different like sub communities in that same umbrella. This was funny. Yeah, like I was going into middle school, and I thought there was like a huge leap. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting lockers. We have like gym class, wearing gym clothes. This is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, how do I do something that makes me look cool? So like, dude, I went down. I was like, do I like rap? Should I like be like a rapper? Or should I be?
You
should
were
I
finding
dance?
a career to go into
Dude, I really was, bro.
You were
Now that
looking
I
for
think
a
about it.
career. Like,
Yo, low key, bro.
who am I gonna be?
Yeah, like,
gotta have
what
a
am I
thing.
gonna do, man? You know,
You watch like Disney movies or something? Like, why are you like? I gotta have a thing.
probably is movies, man. It probably is movies,
I gotta
bro.
be a person when I go into this school.
Oh man, I thought it was gonna be like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, bro. Like,
I had never seen that full movie.
oh man, it was an interesting movie. Have you
I
read the
thought
books?
it was gonna be like Ned's Classified School Survivor.
Or yeah, or like that. I always thought of it as like a stereotypical like
that's what I was
middle
expecting.
school. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just wanted to like try different stuff. And, like the rapid thing obviously didn't like come to fruition, but like,
Wait, did you
oh
try?
man, I tried writing
Okay.
like once, and I just had a super huge like brain fart. I was not like a really studious kid. I sucked at school, so like writing was just not in my powers at all.
I can feel that.
Yeah, but I still love music, and then like I saw dancing, and I'm like, because there was like a couple like what's it called like people that did like jerking and shuffling like at my middle school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that already caught my eye. Again, I was like really intimidated to go up to them, but like I kind of just saw them at school dances, and I'm like, yo, that's really really cool. How do I do that? So I just went on YouTube, and then I just looked up different like videos of them, like different people in those scenes and stuff like that. And also like how to like wave.
Yeah. How?
Yeah,
How to wave.
Yeah, how to like wave. Like that was like one of the first things. I remember I was like at my family's house. We're watching like Star Wars or something like that, and I was like had YouTube like on my side, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting because you know most people they go straight to like the let me just pick up this little social dance like the Soldier Boy or something like that.
Yeah.
You're like, no, let me get these techniques down first.
It was just so cool, bro. Like that was when like people danced to, like dubstep.
Yeah.
I like watched like Nonstop. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was like
that
a
guy.
super viral video. It was like Pumped Up Kicks, like a dubstep version.
He was
I
like outside
saw.
of that like building.
Yeah.
He was just like in the corner like.
I was like,
Yeah.
dude, that's crazy. How do I do that?
See now when that whole like era came around of like the dubstep stuff, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to be a dancer ever if I don't figure out how to do that because I thought that's where the future of dance was going.
Dude, same.
I thought it was like if you can't like be a robot, then you're not gonna have a career. So I would be in my room just like twitching and shit. Like, how do I get this shit down? And I think I even posted a video on YouTube like of me trying to do like a dubstep dance, and it was literally just me just like flicking my body.
that was same,
just
bro.
like So it never really like stuck for me. But I really don't think that I figured out my style until I was like older. Like,
No, yeah, absolutely. Same here. That's like when you're just like figuring stuff out and like, oh, they're just, I don't know, throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. You know what I mean?
So
but
when you were seeing these like kids though, like doing the dubstep and everything, like, did you ever kind of like show them what you learned?
Oh no,
You
I was way too intimidated. But luckily, one of my like closest friends, his name is Will, William Fernandez. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of him? He was on TFK with me for like a little bit, but him and I danced together like all the time.
Yeah.
That's like my childhood friend, and like he even got me into dancing too. Like he already had like the wave down, the glide.
Yeah.
He was like b-boying as well.
Oh shit.
So he was like teaching me how to do all these like all this. He like taught me how to do like the T-pain, like, you know what I mean? The isolation that he does. I remember I was like at his house. I was like he was like really like trying to like drill that like
Yeah.
technique into my head.
That's like my pet peeve is that move. Whenever I see this, I'm like, stop.
Oh, it's like an ick. It's
Don't,
like
please put your neck back. Don't touch that. Don't do it, please. Yeah, I think I learned that one though on my own. I think Chris Brown did it with him.
Yeah,
in
probably, yeah,
some
like definitely.
music video, and they were just like, and I was like, you know what, I gotta get this shit down. And I was like, hitting it though. But yeah, it's really cool, I guess, that y'all were just like looking up, like, yo, how you do the T-Pain? Let me see that real quick.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, so y'all was like doing that, and then how did you? Because I feel like you gotta be performing in front of people at some point. So it's just
Oh, absolutely.
two, like kicking it. Like,
Yeah, it was
out.
just me and him, and like we were kind of just like figuring that out all together. I mean, there were like some other like guys that were in like my grade that kind of like picked it up too and wanted to learn it as well, and like we also formed like a little small group. It was like a crew or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was called Never Forgotten. That was so funny.
I bet y'all were.
Oh, it was it was lovely. But yeah, like we did that. Like it was really funny. Like in like the jerking scene and like shuffling scene, there'd be like whenever you shoot your videos, you'd shoot the video, but then you do like shout outs and stuff. And like you put like you make like a name for yourself and like your dancer name, and it'd be like on the bottom left hand of the screen and everything. So we tried doing that format. I'm not sure if I even made a name for myself or whatever. I don't know, but we would like hang out at the mall. And then we'd shoot our video outside of a Macy's.
Which mall was it?
Woodfield Mall.
Oh, okay, it was
Woodfield.
That sounds like some Stratford shit. I'm like some kids.
Or there's definitely
kids
Stratford too.
Hanging out,
yeah,
dancing. Sounds like Stratford.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like Stratford. But no, so y'all was like doing that, and then like, did it pop off or anything, or did it?
No, we mainly just did it for fun. It was just like everyone was kind of doing that. So like, oh, let's just try that out as well.
This is like 6th grade.
This is my middle school.
Okay.
It's like 7th, 8th grade.
Right. So did you ever get into a class at all?
Not until I was the end of 8th grade, and this is when like I like knew of the Future Kings, because they were like TFK was still like pretty like big. They were like a jerking crew.
Yeah.
Like back then.
What year was that?
This was like 2013. Yeah, 2013. And I remember one of my homies. Well, I didn't know him at the time, but Renzel, he that's when he got recruited onto TFK, and he was like their first person that did like choreography and stuff. And he got like Isaiah and like Alan onto that as well, and they started like hosting classes, a part of like TFK or TIFF Kids brand. At the time, and
you were a TF kid.
That's what it was back then. Yeah.
Oh, so
this is before me. Yeah, this is before me. This is like when I only saw them online.
Yeah.
And like they had like, oh, we're throwing a workshop. So I was like, oh, let me pull up to that. Yeah. So me and Will went to that. That was our first time really touching choreography at all. It was Isaiah and Renzo. They like did a collab piece to like some Meek Mill song. This is a OG dance community. People should probably know this place, Beats Provoke Movement or something like that. It was like a small studio in Skokie.
Not an OG. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, it's like I was there when it closed.
Place.
I only been there like once or twice.
I don't know that one.
No, it was like back then, bro. Yeah, like closed down like in 2014 or something like that.
Oh, so it was like, was it short lived or was it?
Yeah, I think it was there for a minute, like way back then, but I don't exactly remember when it closed down. But I heard it was a spot.
Okay, so that's where everybody was at. So
yeah,
they was like, yeah, we're gonna have it here. Or was it like a weekly class, or was it? Just
no, it was just a pop up. And things are like pretty like popular like online like around the area. So like it was a packed class.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty big.
And so did you go into it thinking that like this is like an opportunity for you to like be seen by them, or?
I just wanted to be in the space.
Really?
You know, I just wanted to dance with like a bunch of people.
Were you, because you're saying like you didn't really perform in front of people much.
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
I think I was just too caught up in the excitement of like something so fresh and new that I didn't really mind. I didn't get the choreography at all, but like I thought it was just really, really fun.
And you were just excited to be there. So
yeah,
you didn't pick up the choreo though.
Oh no, I mean I definitely practiced it and eventually got it.
Right.
But like I could only do. Oh my god, because like that's when like retention was like really bad.
Yeah.
Because it was straight choreography. It was like what the combo was only like 40 seconds, something like that. But it was just like a lot of. It is, especially for like a first class. You know what I mean? Where I don't have too much like knowledge with like a lot of foundation. You know. So, but nevertheless, it was like really, really fun. It was like in April. I definitely do remember that day. That was really, really fun.
It's funny you say that because like my first ever class was not fun. And I think that mine went the way that I didn't want it to go, just because I didn't have somebody there with me first and foremost.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
bit scary when it's just by yourself, you know.
yeah, you had like that kind of like support system a little
Yeah.
bit, you know. And I went into mine by myself, just like I got to do this. But mine was like an Ian Eastwood workshop, and I
Oh,
was
it
like,
was?
yeah.
When was this?
This was like 2015 October.
What class was it? I feel like I might have been there because I remember I'd try to pop out to all of them.
It was the one where it was him. I think it was like a Young Lions tour, something that he was
That
doing.
makes sense.
Yeah, and he taught to some Super Duper Kyle song.
Dude, I was there. I remember it was
When I was 13, I thought I could fly, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That one. Yeah.
It was like a back-to-back class, I remember.
And there was a bunch of classes. It was like, I think he taught twice.
He did teach twice. He taught Coast is Clear, but Chance the Rapper. That was like his last one.
It was a Chance song. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
It probably was that one.
Yeah, that was really hard.
Yeah, worst day of my life.
It was I think
Yeah, worst day of my life.
I think I remember. It was a class where it was like him and Ade Willis.
Wait, was it that one?
Was it?
No,
feel
I
like
think it was 4 classes then. I think it was
Was
him,
it 4?
And I think that like Pause and a little bit like they taught like a
Oh, were they?
section,
Okay.
I think at some point, and then Ade, and then Ian taught again.
Oh my god, yeah, that was
So
a lot.
and it was like $70.
Yeah, oh my god, that
Yeah.
was expensive,
It
bro.
was $70, and I had
And, like,
no
Lou Conte.
money. Yeah, and I was like, I'm paying for my dream.
Yeah.
Take my money. And I was so excited, and then I start pulling up, right? And you know how like back in 2015, like there was like a streetwear style that everyone like dressed in as dancers.
Yeah.
Like I didn't catch on to that at all. And not that I was dressed bad, but like I just saw all these people dressed as dancers, and I was like, oh shit, they mean business. Everybody just looked so like legit.
You were just like in like gym clothes or something.
Yeah,
like
I was
that?
just like regular. No, I was wearing a green. I was wearing all green. From like
Hey, let's go, let's go.
And it was like some green sweatpants, a green like loose shirt that came super open. Like I saw it, I was like, Kanye would wear this, so I'm gonna cop this. And it had like holes in it.
Oh, I remember that era. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. So I remember wearing that, and it just wasn't even comfortable. First of all, it was just super. But I was like, yeah, you gotta dress cool, you know. And so I went in there and just ate shit the entire time.
Dude, those were hard, bro.
Like I hurt myself.
Oh man.
But it was just super, super, super scary. And the scariest thing was, it wasn't even the fact that like I was in there in front of everybody. It was just the fact that like everyone else kind of knew what they were doing, except
Yeah, no, that's how I felt when I was like, whenever I was going into those classes. I'm like, oh my god, everyone's like doing their own thing. Why is everyone so good?
you know what's weird? It's like with dancing, everybody's in sync, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're the person that's like not in sync, you feel like everyone's looking at you.
Yeah, dude.
So you're not picking up the moves, and like people are in sync, and you're just like not in sync. You're just like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get the fuck out of here right now. And that's pretty much.
And I bet, yeah, no, and I bet like it's like 10 times scarier because again, you're just by yourself, man.
By myself,
You know?
scared.
Like I was way too scared to do that. I was like asking like my homies, like, yo.
So you went with the intention of like, I can't do this on my own.
It was more so of like, I just wanted to experience it with people. I think that's what it was. Cause like I had like a close friend group of like dancers and stuff like that, and we would just
That must have been nice.
yeah, and like we'd go to all these things. Cause like we were just in school, you know what I mean. So we all had the same schedule, really.
So, because I think I remember there was this kid that lived like in my apartment complex at the time. Not at the time, but like when I was in high school, and he what style did he do? He might have been. I don't think he was jerking, but I think he might have been like. Was he jerking? He might have been jerking. Something with the feet. He was doing some style that required feet, and I didn't even like the kid really. But he was dancing, and I was like, well, if I want to be a dancer, I gotta at least hang around you know. And he would do the feet stuff, and I'm not really a feet kind of guy. I'm more like upper body. So I would kick it with him and try to do the feet stuff, and it just never clicked. So then I was just like, all right, dude, bye. We're not hanging out anymore, you know. And I kind of just moved on from there, you know.
Okay,
So,
word.
But it was cool that you kind of had like a group of friends. But
Yeah.
how do you even find that group of friends?
Like, again, it's like, I feel like it all just starts with one person, you know. Like, for me, it was like, it was Will, you know. Like him and I basically grew up together.
So
like,
you had known him for...
Oh, yeah, I've known each other for a while. So, like, but he's the one that picked up all that dance stuff first.
Right.
That's because his older brother was a break dancer. So he kind of just was taken up after his, like, older brother. And then I kind of just took up after Will.
Yeah.
And then it was just him and I. Then everyone kind of just started, like, rolling with us.
I mean, so you like the foundation of the group.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
So then how did you end up in TFK? They like see you at that class? And,
it was actually after all that. So that was like end of 8th grade. So when all those classes happened. And then his freshman year, and Will and I went to the same school as Renzel and Alan. Isaiah already graduated the year before us, but he went to that same high school. It was Hoffman. And we like Will and I were like, oh my god, like we kind of saw him as like super big like celebrities. Like, oh shit,
Really?
we gotta come correct, man. Like we didn't really have any expectations with it. You know what I mean? We're just like, we're gonna be in the same spaces as these people. Like we even had the same classes. I remember my freshman year, I had a digital media class with Renzel, and I was like, oh my god, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of wild.
Really?
Yeah. And then Alan was like, him and I had the same like lunch or whatever. So like I'd see him like hanging out with his friends, and I'm like, oh my god, this is kind of crazy. But there was a variety show that happened in the beginning of like the year all the time, around like September. Then Will and I decided to perform, and you know that's when him and I were getting more into like choreography and stuff like that. Like we saw like a lot of like Renzel's and Isaiah's stuff, and we're like, yo, let's like try to like. That was like our ticket way into like choreography dance. You know what I mean? And then we kind of just saw them doing their thing, and like we kind of still honed in on the things that we liked. So like Will was like breakdancing and like doing a bunch of tricks. We were both into like dubstep dance and like waving and stuff. So we threw together a set, and it was like, what was it? It's like Chris Brown, Fine China, or something like that.
Okay.
And we like did that set for like 3 nights in a row. And like Isaiah was there, obviously. And then Renzel and Alan performed. So like we were kind of like in the same space throughout like rehearsals that happened like that week leading up. So they kind of like had their eyes on us and everything. And then we had like the show, and then like Isaiah like went up to me and Will and was like, yo, you guys were like fucking sick. And like Renzel was like kind of, and Alan really giving us our flowers too with it. And it's like, dude, be a part of the squad. And I was like, oh snap.
You like,
bet.
I waited my whole life for this. I thought you'd never ask.
Yeah, and then we took that opportunity, and then, you know, and boom, and like we just started like doing like random like gigs with them, and started like hanging out in their like circles a little bit.
Yeah, so they were like consist of like a lot of practices and like
yeah, like I remember like we had like morning practices.
Like a school time morning, like
no, like it was like Sunday mornings.
Oh, I was like,
yeah,
5 a.m. Get up now.
Oh man, no, but like we'd have like weekly like practices, and for like different gigs or whatever would pop up, or like but it would be like a thing. Like every Sunday morning we'd just go to the studio, you know, and we'd like learn a combo or shoot a video, whatever it may be.
Did that help you with the retention and stuff like that? With, like,
it was all kind of just nuance, and it didn't feel like more of like a training thing. It was more of like a friend circle thing. So it's kind of like, what's it called? Like if they could sense like, oh, you're struggling on something, they kind of just help you out with it, you know, or you just take it home yourself and you just practice.
So but essentially it was just like a group of friends learning from each other.
That's really what it is. It kind of just felt like, you know, like, again, like we're at a studio obviously, but like it was essentially the same vibes. It's like, oh, let's just hang out and let's just dance like that's in the basement. You know, I feel
like that's how it kind of should be.
Yeah, it's like a scene. You know what I mean? It's like a culture and scene and stuff that you kind of just follow. I don't know. It's like it's a whole friend group thing. It's like your kids. You know?
Yeah. And now I remember like because I actually, me and DeAndre went to the same school.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Yeah, so we both went to Lake Park, and we went to the same middle school.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I knew of TFK because of him, and he was someone that when he went to my school, similar to kind of how you and Renzel were, um, he would dance all the time. And
Dude, yeah, he was like big in like the drinking scene.
yeah, he just was. He was, but he's such a like unapologetically himself person.
Oh, absolutely, I love that
Super,
about
just
him.
like I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna go for it. You know, I remember he like, what did he? He was. It was like a homecoming freestyle circle or something. They had like the B96 DJs there,
Oh wow,
and
yeah.
he like jumped in and was like freestyling and stuff. And I watched and I was just like, damn, I could easily like go in and freestyle like after him or whatever, sign up or whatever. But I was so afraid. Like I was just so scared, and I was so jealous of him because of how like out there he was with it, and just like not afraid to dance or not afraid. And I wasn't good at all. Like I had no business being in that circle in the first because the talent just wasn't there. I'll be real with you. But like even if it was there, I don't think I would have did it just because of the nerves that it kind of created for me. So I did end up like I did know who TFK was because of him, and I would see him post about it on social media and stuff like that. And I watched, and I'm like, that's really fire, you know. And I like really admire all the stuff that y'all were doing. And then there came a time where like y'all were really popping off like viral videos
Dude,
left
yeah.
and right.
Like, no, that was insane. And that just comes with, like, but basically what started that was, I think mainly it was just connections that we had.
Yeah.
So, like, Renzel's mom, Frenny, like, she knew like, a lot of, like, music managers and stuff like that. And, like, they were kind of, like, in touch with us and, like, would plug the guys with, like, a bunch of, like, gigs, like, randomly. And essentially it would kind of like manage us in a way with different like opportunities and gigs, and we'd also like throw our own workshops to like fundraise.
Yeah.
And after like we grinded hella for like WAD 2013. I remember that was like our first time performing at Roller Dance, and we didn't compete, I don't think, but it was like definitely showcase, and we really like grinded through that set, and like everyone loved it.
Yeah.
And like after that, like we were like still in connects with Frenny and like the people that she knew, and we just got like gigs left and right. So we were just like on the go with different gigs, and also like shooting videos as well, because like concept videos were like a huge thing.
Yeah.
So we were like kind of putting out our own stuff in terms
Yeah.
of concept videos.
Were you tired?
Oh, it was exhausting.
Because that sounds like a lot.
It's exhausting, bro.
Actual,
And I was in
like, job.
I was in high school still, man.
Oh, so you were still in school?
Yeah, I was still in school. Like I remember one of the World of Dances that we did. Like, oh my god, we had like rehearsals till like 5 a.m. And I had like school like in 2 hours.
Oh,
I would still go.
Shit. Was that the one where y'all won? Or
Yeah. Oh yeah, it
second
was.
place?
It was that one. It was that one, and also like in 2017.
27.
It was like the one after. Yeah, the one after that.
What year was?
Well, that was like when we. No, that wasn't when we brought out D-Lo.
Because that was.
It was a year after that. We had like the bleached like long sleeves.
That was 20.
That was 2016. My bad.
Okay.
Because it was like the fall still.
Yeah. And was that the one y'all headlined or which? Or did
No,
y'all
I wasn't
headline?
there when they headlined.
Okay.
Yeah, when they headlined it was like 2018, I think. So that was like after I like left.
Okay. All right. So while y'all are putting out these like viral videos, then you end up on the Ellen Show.
Dude, that was wild.
My brother. That's a
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was
people's
pretty.
dream.
Yeah, that was big. No, like I'll forever remember that. That just came through with like our connects to Chance at the time, and like that's like when Chance the Rapper was like really blowing up in his
Yeah.
career. So it was like perfect timing. It basically all started off with Chance and like his band Social Experiment would like host open mics for like high school kids in Chicago, like every Mondays. And we wanted to go to his first open mic, and it was like right after school. Like we booked it straight to the city,
Yeah.
right after school. And like the thing is, when you do these gigs, like you just sign up on a paper, and maybe your name will get called out, maybe.
Oh.
So there wasn't a guarantee that you'd go up, but we took that chance anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
I didn't even catch that. I hate you. Get out. You
Saw that come from a mile away.
You need to leave.
But yeah, like we thought that we were gonna go up. Like this was like the show was like, or the open mic was like closing out. We're like, man. So we were like the last people to get called up to perform. So we had our set ready and everything. We practiced. Then we did that set, and then Chance was there, and like he gave us so much love for it. He's like, yo, that was fucking crazy. That was so raw. And yeah, then ever since that, like he kind of just had like his eyes on us. And I believe that same year, like that's when he dropped Sunday Candy.
Yeah.
And like Ian choreographed that, but also like Chance wanted some of the guys in it as well, to be in the video. As like,
who was in it?
It was Isaiah Renzel and Alan, and then my friend Kevin went along with them, for like photography and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it was for them, and they were able to be in that video.
Yeah.
And then again, like we were just like in the back of like Chance's pocket whenever like he wanted to bring us out to perform. So a couple months after that, he performed at the Chicago Theater. Then he had us perform with him and like turn up on stage with him, which was really, really fun. So basically just being like in that circle the whole entire time. And then once like the Ellen show popped up and it was for him.
What was
like,
that called? Like,
oh, that was crazy. No, like that was insane. Like we were like so geeked out about it, obviously, but we had a whole like set and like choreography for it. We were just kind of over preparing.
Y'all had a set for his performance?
For his performance.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Look, and the thing is, like, we didn't get much information. And then once we pulled up to rehearsals, like, in LA, James was like, oh, this is awesome. But, like, we're just gonna be turning up. You know what I mean?
Wow. So it was just, like, not a lot of, like, not communication, but, like, not a lot of information about what you will be doing. But he was just like, you're gonna perform.
Yeah. Pretty much, and then a lot of things changed and stuff like that too. But we wanted to have something ready,
right?
And yeah, no, that was really fun. Man, yeah, that was super quick too. I remember like that was when a variety show was happening my senior year of high school, and like I had to choreograph on the plane and like text Will like, yo, choreograph this section and everything like that. So I was like choreographing on the plane and like.
But dude, you were on Ellen. I mean.
But that was and then I had to doing that on top, and it was wild. Like it was a whole full day production, but it felt so short.
Yeah.
I remember in the green room, like I wanted to watch it so bad because like Jimmy Kimmel was like being interviewed. I was like, yo, that's crazy. But we had tech rehearsal. That was fun. Oh my god, I met 2 Chainz. He was massive.
2 Chainz? Oh, he was on the song.
Yeah. It was no problem. Yeah.
2 Chainz, Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne did not show up to tech.
Okay.
But we were like on set, we had our rehearsals and everything, and like, oh my god, I was gassed. Because we had to like barge out through a door, and like we had like silly strings, like cans of it, like shooting it at like the random people.
That's something I didn't really like pay attention to, was the fact that like y'all did turn up for that
whole song. Dude, I was so gassed.
And when people get tired, you can tell. But I don't think I noticed anyone like.
Dude, I was dying, bro.
That's crazy.
I was dying.
So what was that conversation like? Yo, y'all better go out there and fuck this shit up now. Don't gas out. Don't gas. Because dude, when you get tired, you get tired. It's like something.
So we kind of like had to figure out specific things what we were doing. So we were like had different cues. Like, oh, when Lil Wayne's part comes up, do a slow mo here. You know what I mean? We had little checkpoints of what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And also, like, we kind of use that as like a roadmap on like how to conserve your energy. But that's really up to you on like how well you think you can have endurance. You know what I mean? But essentially, you want to aim all the way up here.
How did your parents feel about all this?
No, my family, like, they're super pumped. Super pumped. Like, my mom was always, like, really supportive of my dance stuff. And she was kind of, like, also, like, a mom, like, a dance mom for, like, TFK as well.
Really?
Yeah, so, like,
nice.
We'd have, like, the guys over all the time. She would, like, cook for us and all that. And if people needed, like, stay the night, she'd be like, yeah, sure, crash on our couch.
That's really cool. So how did you tell her that you were going to be on Ellen?
She was there when we got the announcement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because essentially it was basically like a whole, like the Future Kings is very much like family oriented. You know what I mean? Like our families were involved as well, like in the squad, and like we'd all kind of just be together all the time. And yeah, we just got. It was like I believe we got the announcement in like the middle of a rehearsal. And yeah, we're just pumped up. I remember preparing for that. It was so funny. We were like really like preparing for it to the point where we took like a ballet class.
For the Ellen show.
Yeah, dude. Because where the studio that we were at, it was like a ballet studio. So like the person who owned the studio, he knew about this, so he was like, let me help you guys out. So we did a bunch of like the workouts and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, that was exhausting.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, that's like a totally different thing than like what y'all were used to.
Yeah, dude, there's a bunch of discipline and like different strength. Like, dude, ballet's hard, bro.
Yeah, you go from like learning from each other to like a super structured technical style, which is like complete 180.
Exactly. So, but no, it definitely helped, and yeah, no, that was insane. That was such a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so after that, y'all still kind of had like a lot of momentum after that. But then you ended up stepping away.
Yeah, that was my senior year. And we were honestly just doing
TFK
like,
was like your high school career.
It's my whole high school year.
Really?
Yeah, that was what I was doing in terms of dance in high school.
So you never like were in it outside of high school. That was just.
I had the opportunity to, which I'll segue into like. Well, I'll go more into like in a bit, but in 2016, I take that back. Dom like wanted me and Renzel to be on Daily Center when he first started it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like Renzel and I were like still in high school, and like we're like, oh my god,
because I need to just know this because
What's
you
up?
keep talking about high school. When did you graduate high school?
I graduated 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So like it was around my senior year. When Dom wanted us to be on Daily.
Got you.
But like I didn't have a car at the time, and like Grenzel can only use his mom's car whenever, or like at random times. I mean, and it was like all the way in the city. It was like at Supreme Dance Studio.
Yeah, I know.
That's where all the rehearsals were at. But we were still on the Facebook page, so we kind of just saw everything play out. But we were like telling Dom like, I don't know if he could make it to rehearsals, and like we were kind of just in the background.
Yeah,
of, like,
no, actually kids. So
yeah,
it's really hard
kids, so we didn't know how to get out there. Yeah. But yeah, like there's definitely a few times Doms came out to us, and like Moniette came out to us too. And yeah, but yeah, like pretty much the whole senior year we're just doing a bunch of like rap shows, and random
artists for like bigger artists.
With like stuff with like Ao and Teo, and like again just like super random gigs, like almost every week, and a lot of the guys like were wanting to like take up like more like entertainment and like music direction and stuff like that. And for me, like I was starting to kind of like develop my own taste on and direction where I want to go in like my art and like and dance. And just naturally like our directions were kind of just like parting ways a bit.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't really having fun because this is not like exactly what I want to do, you know? So around the summer of 2017 after I graduated, like left the group, and wanted to just do my own thing. And and then after that, like then I just joined Daily Center like that fall.
Was that a hard transition for you to do?
It was a hard decision and a transition. Like I remember when I was kind of like on the board of like I don't know if I want to do this or not. My mom would be like, just use this as an opportunity to like talk to different people and like get my own name out there, which is fair, you know. But like again, I just feel like I just wasn't in those circles where I could make that happen. And what piqued my interest at the time on where we were at, you know. So it was a very like conflicting thing because I was like getting paid for this, you know, like it was a big opportunity, you know, that I was like getting, you know, like being a part of the group and everything like that. But yeah, man.
Yeah, But I'm glad that you were able to like make a decision for yourself that
It's really hard. Yeah.
leaned more into like what you wanted, because you could easily look at it as like, okay, yeah, well, this is a big opportunity to you know, put myself out there more, but like you had to be honest with what you wanted, you know, and you didn't want to, you know, just do it to please everybody else or to do it for like the wrong reasons.
Yeah, because like I don't want it to. I wanted things to be authentic and genuine to
Right.
myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I felt like that was like the best decision, because it's like, why am I like spending my time here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to just be here just to kind of like munch off of like what we're eating, and then you know what I mean. It doesn't feel right doing that and using them for it, because it was like we were all like really close, and like still are. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I it just had to be for the right reasons. Like when being a part of like the squad and everything like that, I think some of the things that like a lot of people that wanted to join and stuff like that they didn't really understand is that it's all nuance. You just had to, I guess, things just had to click.
Yeah.
There's like the chemistry just had to work with all the people, you know, and it was very, very much family oriented again.
Yeah.
So, like, again, obviously making that decision to leave was very, very difficult, because it's like, you know, like essentially like leaving my brothers.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn. Like shit. I'm glad you left.
But I'm glad I did take that decision like that, or make that decision to go that direction. You know what I mean? And I was able to find myself. And again, I learned so many like things throughout that journey that still apply to this day, on like who I am as like an artist and as like a person.
Exactly, but heavy on the artistry though, because you have it's
Oh,
very,
absolutely, 100%.
It's very within you, like in your soul, like to be an artist and to, you know, put out what you feel.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
So then, once you step away from that, where was your head focused? Was it just focused on like Daily Center? Was it focused on like just meeting random people? Or
it was really focused on dance training. I think one of the things I really wanted to focus on is just like honing in on like my skill and my craft.
Right.
Because we were just doing a bunch of like gigs and performances. We were just performing, which is fun, you know. But like I didn't have much time to like practice my skills.
You was raw though.
Oh, thank you,
were,
bro.
like, I ain't gonna lie to you. You.
Oh, thank you, dude.
You was snapping.
Thanks, dog.
It was that one video y'all had. It was Mask Off.
Oh yeah, that was the one that blew up.
And you was cutting up.
Oh, thank you, bro. I
You
appreciate
really
it, man.
did, so.
Oh my God, super funny story about that video. So like that video blew up. So like we're gonna get haters, dog. So there's this guy that commented. He's like, "Yo, that dude in that black shirt. Why do you dance? He danced like he got a pickle up his ass."
Wow. I don't think you danced like you had a pickle up your
Oh,
ass.
that was so funny, man.
I thought it was great.
Thank you, bro.
But like, yeah, you gotta have like tough skin just to be an entertainer in general. Like,
Yeah.
you gonna get some.
I just
wild
thought of it
shit.
as like jokes. I was like a kid, so I thought I was laughing at it, dude. All my friends and I were laughing at it.
Bro, some people would have like deleted their whole account because of that.
It's intimidating, man. But I was like, I didn't give a
So
shit.
you were cool with like the haters and stuff. Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I didn't really
comes
mind
with the
it.
territory. Yeah.
Because it was like, naturally, I just had like, I wasn't like alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was able like to share that with like everyone.
Yeah. Did y'all ever like do the thing where like if you would like delete the comments?
Oh no, we just didn't give a shit.
Oh, because that was me. Like when I was supposed to be.
No. Like it definitely gets to that though. I feel you.
Yeah. Like I wasn't like hurt by the comments, but I was just like, this is a positive space. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Block. Just like going through all the hate comments,
Yeah.
just blocking. But yeah, that was just me. All right. But back to after you left TFK. So then you were tapping into your craft and stuff like that. When did you start making your own like visuals and stuff like that?
That summer, like when I left, actually, like I was like on the go with it.
Yeah.
So, me and Will and
So you're still tapped in with Real?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're still tapped in together. And also Giancarlo, we did like a performance gig at a church camp. And
A church camp.
yeah, have you heard of Sandblast?
I haven't heard of Sam.
Oh yeah, it's like a church camp thing that's like all the way in Indiana, and they had like a talent show. We prepped for that.
Okay.
and there was like this piece that I created based off a freestyle that I did the year prior.
Okay.
Which is a really interesting creative process. But anyway, I thought that piece was so dope, and like I didn't want to throw it away after performing it.
But it was a freestyle.
It was a freestyle that so I watched the freestyle video, then I just like learned it, and then I like tweaked it out on like certain things that I wanted to change up. So the freestyle was the choreography before the official piece, if that makes sense.
That's a lot of work.
It is, and I kind of want to do that process again. I only did it like once. I'm like, oh, that might be kind of fun to do again.
I've heard of people like freestyling and then like watching it and like, oh, I'll probably keep that part or I'll take that.
I kind of did that though.
Okay.
It was a little bit of that, but I was like very particular. I was like, all right, this second, what am I doing after? All right, what am I doing that next second? Then if I didn't like one thing, I would like change it up a bit. Then, all right, what's next?
Yeah. But it worked.
It worked, yeah. And I love that piece. One of my favorite pieces I made. And I just wanted to shoot a video to it. So like during like the end of that summer, like I just got the guys together, had my camera, because I was still like in touch with a lot of like my film homies.
Yeah.
Because Kevin was doing like a bunch of like film stuff. Shout out Kuya Kevin.
Is this Kevin from what team was he on?
Oh no, he wasn't like he was like TFK and everything like that. He was like a close friend of ours. I went to high school with him.
Oh, because he wasn't a dancer.
No, he wasn't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't. Yeah. But like he was like one of my best friends. So we all just like shot a video together. And that's like again like my senior like all throughout like fun fact, all of high school I was like in the film class.
Really?
So like I loved film. I loved like editing videos and cinematography and photography. So like I took all those skills and I'm like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I shot the video and I went all into the edits and stuff like that. And then I threw that out like freshly after I left, and then I did Broken Clocks after that.
Right after?
Like a couple months after. Again, like the video planning thing was kind of just like it's a lot, you know.
Right.
But yeah.
Is that how you met Nikki and Mimi? Is from like Daily Center?
Yeah, it was through Daily Center. It was like my first season on Daily. Like there's a bunch of people. Then I was like, yo, what's up, y'all? And the thing is, they lived in the burbs too, so like it kind of worked out, you know.
Yeah.
So we're like bet because like I didn't really have a car, so like it was more convenient for us to like do the video, and also like you know they're like fun people, you know.
Where'd you shoot that video at?
It was at a apartment complex studio. It's like some apartment complex in Schaumburg. I knew like someone that lived there. And they had like a little like dance studio, yoga room space.
Gotcha.
That looked really aesthetically cool.
It was.
So we just shot it there. And I remember dancing in that studio for like a while, like all throughout middle school, because I lived like right by it at the time.
Wait. Was that one?
It was like a high rise.
That was the one that like everyone was going to for a little bit. Like that one.
Oh no, it wasn't that one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I did go to that one. I did shoot a video, but it was like it was a throwaway. But that place is nice though too.
Yeah.
This is like a different one, like a much more smaller one.
But same kind of situation, like just
you know,
apartment complex studio.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, that's pretty cool. But my favorite part of that video was like the little ripple y'all did, and it was like day by day, and I was like,
oh yeah, dude, I was like a sucker for those like small isolation.
The smallest little details make the biggest impressions.
Thank you, man. I want to tap back into that, bro.
I want to be that guy. And then later on, you put out it was a mixtape.
Oh yeah, dance visual. Yeah, so fast forward in a couple of years, like, cause every year I'd like shoot like a video, like I'd have like
just
a
one
concept video. It's like one or like two, or something like that. But I kind of like thought of this idea like after like quarantine, where I did want to do like an album sort of, kind of like how artists like drop albums and mixtapes. One other dancer I knew that did this was Ian Eastwood, when he dropped Adult Lessons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and like.
Big fan.
Dude, that was so freaking genius, man. But no one really took that energy anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's an intimidating project, you know? Like again, I'm not like a big music producer or like singer or rapper or whatever, but like, you know, a lot of those things you could kind of just like do like in a studio or like in your room and like record a bunch of songs. But like, if you want to do like a video series and project, that's like, you gotta like get dancers, you gotta have like rehearsals, you gotta pay for the rehearsal space, you gotta find the right videographers, you gotta edit, you know what I mean? Like both are like really really extensive processes, but like, you know, like the dancing is also physically taxing as well, and figuring out times with that, because like, you know, depending on the space where you live, like you can't just like do it in your house. I mean, you could if you want to, but like ideally you'd want to have studio space so you have a lot more room, but yeah, so like no one really took that energy of like making those mixtapes. But for me, I didn't really look too much into how Ian did it, but like I knew that he did do it, and I wanted to do something like it because like I was super big, and that's what, like, this is around the time where I was like really appreciating like music artists, like on what they did and like how they release things, and I was like, and that's when like in Instagram, like in dance, it's like everything is like really quick. It's just short form content all the time. You know, it's like class footage and then more class footage. Not to like shit on class footage or anything like that. That's like cool, but like I do miss the era of like concept videos. Like, dude, remember like when you'd like pull up to, for example, Ian's classes. Ian would say, "Don't record the piece because I'm gonna release a video."
He did.
You know, like I miss those times, man, because it kind of felt like music releases where it's like, oh, you don't want your music being leaked, or like you'd find like, oh, the class footage for this because he's shooting like a concept video. It feels like a music leak, you know, so like it builds like a exclusivity and like excitement, you know what I mean, on waiting for that project. So, and I really really miss that. So I wanted to just like put my head down and just work on a bunch of videos. And then release it like in 6 months.
So it took you 6 months to make that whole project?
Yeah, the first one is called The Good in You, and
that's a beautiful name.
No, thank you, man. Yeah, it was a bit on the nose in terms of like what I wanted to go for in terms of its concept, which is just like pretty much the concept of that visual album is kind of just going through like grief in life, and then like learning how to come to peace with things, and yeah, that was this is much more conceptualized, and yeah, it took me like 6 months to work on, because I think I released it in September, and I started it in terms of choreographing like in January. I believe
2020.
This was 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, 2021. So like I had the idea that I wanted to do it over like the end of 2020.
Right, and that's where the idea came from. So
yeah.
There was never a point where you were like, I don't want to finish this. I should just start dropping these videos individually. Because that's the kind of person I am. When I make something, like, I have to edit it and put it up within the next day because I get too excited.
Yeah, that's I felt the same way too, though. Like, but it's like, let me just hold on to this. Yeah. You know.
Damn, it could never be me.
But it's cool though. Like you can even make like teasers with it to like, you know, get the audience like excited. I had like 3 teaser trailers I made for it, you know, for the whole visual. And yeah, like I just really really love like putting your head down and just like working, and then boom, out of nowhere, you have all these projects out. You know,
who filmed it?
It was a mixture of me, my friend Trina. Who else? Oh yeah, it was basically just me and Trina. Trina like did a lot of the videos that like I was like in physically, because like she had like film background and like you know what I mean. Like we talked about like film and video all the time, so like it was her. Then I had like in some of these videos like I wasn't even like physically in. I just directed and choreographed it, which I really like. Yeah. I like
that's more fun.
I like being like a Ben Affleck. You know what I mean? Like starring in like your own movies. And like also being like behind the scenes and like just producing and directing.
I feel like directing is it could be kind of fun, but that's where the stress comes is like when you gotta be in it too, because then you kind of gotta step away from the camera a little bit. Yeah,
and you gotta trust them. That's a tough thing, you know what I mean? If you're like so used to directing, like you're a bit of like a control freak, you know what I mean? So like, and again, that just really comes with just communication and storyboarding. You know?
So you did have a storyboard?
I did.
So it's like a very like super planned out thing.
It was very planned out. Some things had to be improvised, obviously. You know, like when you're shooting videos, like you're gonna run into an issue regardless. Right. So like there were a couple like changes on the spot, but also changes when like post when editing. I remember when I shot so like one of the videos actually released first, and then I dropped the mixtape.
Like a single.
Exactly like a
single.
single.
Got you.
That's exactly where I was going. And it was to 90, and Nikki was in it. 90 by Jaden, and like Nikki was in the video. And like, oh man, I had a really really bad laptop that time, so I was like editing the video, right? Hitting export, my laptop freezes, dies. I was like,
No.
oh my god, and it was so good. So I lost all of that, and I had to re-edit all of it, trying to think, because like I did have a storyboard, so I was able to like piece it together. But there were like certain things I did like on the spot that I had to remember like where they were.
Did you get almost the same?
Almost the same, but it wasn't what it was.
Oh, but it was better before.
It was better before.
No!
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's still a beautiful video regardless, you know what I mean? But like, it's, man, that first draft.
pisses me off. Why didn't you press the save button?
Oh man, my laptop was ass, dude.
Always just save every 5 seconds. You didn't.
It automatically saves though. I was like in the middle of exporting, and the thing is like, how old is that Mac? It was like what, 20? It was a 2012 MacBook Pro, you know. And it was like, we're in 2017. No, it was like 10 years. No way.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
2021 was.
Sheesh. That was like almost a 10-year-old MacBook.
You
Damn.
still got it, or did you let it go?
Oh, I got a new one right away.
Let that thing go,
dude. There's no reviving that thing, man.
Bro, that's my worst nightmare, is making something and then losing it.
Dude, it's like this. We have like backup footage. You know what I mean?
Why you think I got the backup camera?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, I can't risk this. This I would cry. Like it's literally recording the audio from the backup camera, then it's recording another audio on top of that.
Dude, you're prepared though. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready for everything. Like that's like my worst fear is like losing all
Yes,
that
sir.
stuff. Yeah. But I kind of wanted to talk to you about a specific celebrity that you really love.
Oh yes, I will go on for days about it.
Yeah. Where did this love for this person come from? And if you guys don't know, it's Jaden Smith.
Yeah, Misfits. Yes.
Where'd that come from? Well, you got the tie?
Yeah, the Misfitsrep tie. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, it was trippy.
How much money have you given this man?
Too much.
A lot.
Dude, his collection is expensive, but the cool thing is like a lot of the collections, they just stay online on different like retail websites, and they just go for cheap like later on. I remember I got like this tie was like $90, but
$90.
Yeah, for like a black tie, but I like got it on sale for like $25.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, I can go with that.
So that's the cool thing now. But anyway, yeah, like no, like I think we're talking about Jaden, right? Yeah. So like I've always like really really liked his aesthetics and like the way he went about his videos. I think like when he dropped Sire, that's when I was like, dude, this guy's crazy. Yeah, I remember I was in the Philippines and like I had a long road trip and I just had a bunch of music downloaded.
My dumb ass was like, you road trip to the Philippines? I thought
yeah, bro, I just drove on the water.
I was like, you drove to
I drove on the water, yeah. It was quite a long trip across the Pacific.
I just like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like,
dude, that'd be fun. I'd be down to do that.
But no, you were.
It was so in the Philippines. There was like in Manila, once you go like drive further up north, there's like it's like rural areas. Yeah. It's like this place called Ilocos, really beautiful spot. But we were driving up there, and like I had a bunch of music downloaded because like I didn't have like Wi-Fi or like data internationally. So I had a bunch of albums that dropped. I think I definitely had SZA's album that dropped.
Control or SOS?
I think it was Control.
Okay.
Sire. What else? There's a couple other projects. Was it Swimming? No, Swimming didn't. When did Swimming come out? It was a Mac Miller. I forget.
I feel like that was like 2018-ish.
Probably like early 2018. Yeah. So probably not. Well, there's a couple albums, or like records that like I listened to, and Sire was like one of them. And I was like listening to Sire, and like that was my first touch at like, or my first listen of understanding cinematic music. So like like I listened to like Donald Glover, like Childish Gambino, which is very cinematic, and which I loved. I love Childish Gambino. So that was like my artist all of high school, And but then I heard Jaden like Sire, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I don't know what it is, but I'm so like moved by it, and watching him drop all these visuals with like the pink sunset and just like him crying, like I'm like, wow, this is just beautiful.
You felt something.
I felt something. I don't know what it was, and that's when I started developing like a love for sunsets, like subconsciously. You know what I mean? Like after looking at sunsets, I kind of just think of like his music videos, you know, and like and his music and how it makes me feel. So, but you know, that was like kind of short lived a little bit. Like I wasn't too into him.
What year was that?
This is like 2017.
Okay.
So like 2017 and 2018, like he dropped random projects. He had like Sire, then he had like the Sire Electric album, where like he
I
had
didn't know about that one.
yeah, he has where he did like a bunch of like electric guitar covers and like kind of like did a little bit of like ballads or whatever versions of like his like Icon 90 Fallen, and then he dropped the Sunset tapes, which had like more of a crazier production, and I was like geeked out about that. So I was like always up to date with his releases, but I just wasn't too into like the culture of it, like with Misfits yet. Then he dropped Iris, which I didn't really mess with at first because I just was in a different era of music in my head. Iris is like complete trap, like rage, punk, rap.
I remember that one, and I was like, oh, and then I kind of just like
Yeah, same. I was like, I love Summertime in Paris though, because that I guess that song was more melodic and much more softer, and I liked it more because it was like kind of in line with what I liked it music that I liked at the time, which is a lot of like lo-fi and like chill stuff, which I liked in 2019. Very opposite of what Iris was, but during 2020, during the pandemic, like my music genre kept on changing a lot. Like I listened to a lot of Laney, which is like another one of my favorite bands. They're like an indie pop band. I listened to like some Jeremy Zucker.
Oh, I love Jeremy Zucker.
I love him, man. So a lot of like my music direction was going towards like indie, you know. Then, boom, like kind of like Jaden took a little bit of it. Well, Jaden was on like tour with Tyler, and also he had he also had a tour he did with Willow.
I was mad I missed.
Dude,
that.
same, bro. Oh my god.
Do that, Jesus.
Yeah, dude. He like brought out all the Misfits. He had like he brought out Teo and Harry and everybody. And I just didn't make it to the shows, you know what I mean? But like, yeah, and then pandemic hit, I was like, shit, you know? But, you know, then Jaden came out of nowhere and like released Cabin Fever. And like also he released his first like shoe he did with New Balance, the Vision Racer.
I remember that, yeah.
And I saw the promo for it, and it was just like beautiful aesthetics again. It kind of felt like I was taken back at the time, you know, to it's like how I felt with Sire. And I was just by myself, so I was just like really just in tune with like music and like and essentially like all like aesthetics and like everything he was releasing. I was like super dialed into it. And then Cabin Fever is a very much an indie like song. It's a very like indie pop.
Kind of hippie too.
It's very hippie. And like I was like, "Oh my god, I love this." So like I was just like really waiting for that song to drop, and then I was like again, quarantine, I was just still like on my phone, you know what I mean? Just like dialing into like his fan base, like the Misfits. And I was like, "Oh, this is freaking sick." And I was just on like subreddit pages and stuff like that. Then I started seeing what like MSFTSrep was like doing behind the scenes and all the other artists that are on Misfits. And I just really just got into like the whole culture that way. And then he dropped CTV3, then I'm like blown away. That was like my album, you know, and that also like changed my view or like my taste in music even further. Because CTV3, like it's like a rap still, but like it's like psychedelic rock and roll at the same time, which felt really refreshing to me because like I was just like listening to like rap and then R&B for like a long time.
Everyone in Chicago just
yeah, that's what we're all doing, bro. You know, but I felt like I needed something different. You know, and like at the time, like I might veer off a little bit, but like I was like really grinding in dance in 2020. Like I was just in training mode, vigorous training mode. Like I was at my most fit, which is great, but like I was really mentally drained. So like that came along with like the music as well that like everyone is dancing to. I just got really exhausted from it. So like I just needed like something fresh, something that's like take me away from like the stress of like training and also dance. I didn't want to think about dance, but I still love music. But dance and music kind of like coincide. So it's like, how do I leave it? But I was able to find it through like listening to Jaden and CTV3 and listening to more like alternative rock like songs, and like naturally like I just started like wanting more like in the community. So like I started like seeing a bunch of other like MSFTSrep pages and like different like what's it called? Yeah, and just tapping into like the Reddit, seeing the different people that are in the community was really really nice. And I kind of just like stayed within that scene. And like right now it evolved into me being in a huge group chat with a bunch of like people and like misfits and like around the world.
Really cool.
It was really. I'm like literally. I was like, oh, it's so funny. I was like talking with like a lot of them are like from the UK, and like we all have like a group chat that we just tap into like every day.
That's
and we talk about the clothes and like talk about our everyday lives.
Yeah,
it's really really nice.
That's an actual community.
No, yeah, literally.
That's really cool. I think I remember I told you this at Nikki's birthday party, but like I had a Jaden phase too. Like,
oh yeah, bro. I remember us talking about
that. Definitely
had
the little Misfits phase. Not a little phase, but like for me, it kind of started when he dropped his first ever song.
Yeah. What was it? The Coolest? Was it?
Nah, it was. I think it was called. It wasn't Gonzo's, was it? It might have been called Gonzo's, but it was something like that. And I remember it like got posted on like World Star Hip Hop or something, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, Jaden Smith is a rapper, really? Like, he did that song with Justin Bieber that one time, but then it was like, oh shit, no, he's actually rapping.
He's like doing
real.
it, yeah.
So then he had a YouTube page, and I like subscribed to the YouTube page, and I remember like trying to like sit my sister down and like, yo, you gotta listen to this man. He's actually spitting, right? And I'm like 16. I think he might have been like 14 at the time, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just super, super hyped. Like, yo, he's actually rapping. He's a really good rapper. He just keeps putting out songs, like just dropping these random singles here and there, and I'm just like biggest supporter. Like he can do no wrong, you know.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started recognizing like the Misfits situation or whatever. And then to me, he was always just like this rebellious kid, right?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Still is.
Yeah, you could not shut him up. You couldn't make him think a certain way. Like he was kind of like my Kanye at a very young age.
Yo, that's a good way to put it, man.
He was definitely my Kanye.
That's a good way to put it.
I want to be just as bold as this kid because I was super like not like that. I was the opposite, but I really wanted to be.
He was like that representative for like kids to kind of just like
just be
yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And not give a fuck.
And
I love that so much, and especially in that time of my life because like I was at a school where I didn't really have friends and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I was just like always.
And that's what the Misfits is, man. It's literally just about like embracing that you don't fit in and being okay with yourself, which I love, and that's like which we carry.
Yeah. You know? And I just remember he dropped this video called it was like a remix on Pumped Up Kicks.
Yeah, I remember that was at the skate park, right?
Dude, that one when it came out, it was like
it was a vibe, bro. It was a vibe, man.
It was the summertime, and I was like, that's when it elevated from me just being like a fan to me being like, no, this is me. This represents me.
Yeah.
So I remember I had my first job at Walmart, and I made like $8 an hour. And I took my first paycheck and I was like, I'm going to buy a Misfits t-shirt with this money. And I bought it. It was like $17 and it came to my house. And
oh, it must be nice. It was $17 for that t-shirt?
$17 because at that time it was just merch.
Right.
It was considered merch. Yeah. But it was like a black t-shirt
like
with
the circle, the M logo, right? Yeah.
If you on my Facebook, it was my profile. I had a profile picture with me wearing the shirt like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I remember I wore that shirt on the first day of like senior year of high school, and I was walking down the hallway, and this chick was like, "Misfits," and like I almost cried. Like,
it's hard to find those people that know what that is. You know what I mean? It's really hard to find that.
And then BET had this thing called like Rip the Runway, and I think that they like let him put his clothes onto models and stuff, and like let them walk.
Oh, nice! I didn't know about that.
Yeah, this was long, like 2013, I think. And like a lot of the models were wearing his clothes, and I watched it, and I was like, "This is like next level shit right here. This is huge." And so I was always a big fan, and then that's when I started like tapping into like the Tumblr aspect of it, and like
Right.
seeing what everybody was doing with the Tumblr stuff. And then I would just take stuff that other people were posting, like pictures and stuff with cool quotes about like being a rebel or whatever,
Right.
and I would repost them. And then people would start following my page or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So then I just started getting a lot of like people messaging me, like asking me questions about him, and I'm like, "Hey, like I don't fucking know." Like they were like,
I'm just
asking me,
here for the vibe.
they were like asking me personal questions about it. I'm like,
I get that, and dude, I get that too, especially right now. Oh my god,
it was like, how the fuck would I know? I don't.
it's so funny. We were literally in the group chat, in the Misfits group chat. We were literally just talking about that. We're like, dude, it's like with Will and Jay. Dude, I don't fucking know, bro. Why are you asking me about that shit, dog?
Like, I'm not an inside source. How would I know?
Yeah,
But I
like-
get that you would think that I would be tapped in a different kind of way.
Right,
but
exactly.
No, I'm not. But I do love that whole family. Like, I got Will's book right there. Like,
Oh, nice. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I went to the book tour when he did it.
Oh, at the Chicago Theater?
Yeah, cried my eyes out.
Damn, dude, that's nice.
Bawled. Like, I pay attention to everything Willow does, everything Jada. Like, I'm just super tapped in with that family.
No,
for
they're
some
awesome,
reason,
man.
You know, but wait, have you met Jaden before?
Surprisingly not. Well, him and
You
I
haven't.
we interacted on social media briefly,
Really?
like a little bit. Like he, I remember in 2020, like he just randomly spammed my page with like likes.
Really?
Yeah, and he like reposted me like once, and then like he also commented on one of my photos.
So he knows you.
He like knows of me, like, but like we haven't physically met. Like, oh my god, there was one time I could have though. Like, this is when Jaden was touring with Justin Bieber, like in 2022, like last year.
Yeah.
During the Justice tour, and what's it called? Like he did, Jaden had like an after set at a club or whatever, and like he was at the club, and that's when like I saw him a little more closer up, but he was like kind of in VIP, like from afar. So there's so much going on in the club, obviously, and it's like a Tuesday night, so a bunch of weirdos everywhere, you know. So like,
But you did see him though.
I did see him. Yeah, we're like up close and everything. That dude's short. It's like he's like my height, dude.
Really?
Yeah, that dude's like my height. But like we're up close, and also like he was still in Chicago, and there's like a MSFTSrep Chicago group. Like it's a very small one. It's not too active right now, but like they had a meetup, like a trippy summer meetup, and like since I don't know too many people that are like in this, like I was a little intimidated to go.
Yeah.
But it was pretty cool because like some of Jaden's close friends, like Buddha and Paige, like they were there. I was like, oh shit, what are y'all doing here? But still, I was like really intimidated. So I remember I was like trying to find parking, Maz Park, couldn't find it at all. I was like, I'm alright. I decided to not go.
No.
Yeah. But Jaden wasn't at the park though, so pretty much what was going on is that they were just having a picnic, and then they rented out a movie theater.
Well, you wasn't down for the picnic in the movie theater?
No. Then Jaden pulled up to the movie theater and just hung out with all the monkeys.
Ah, you suck.
I do.
Why would you leave?
I don't, dude. I'm still mad at myself about that, bro. And like everyone in this chat has like met him too, and I'm like, they hung out with him. I'm like, bro, fuck, you know.
Yo, because I be seeing those videos where it's like him, and he'll like do the meetups and stuff. Maybe like in London or something.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
they'll
He's
be,
doing
like,
this a
out
lot.
there kicking
Yeah,
it
like
and
some of those
shit.
people were like are at that meetup, and he's like hanging out with him all the time.
Your time is gonna come though.
It's gonna, it's gonna come eventually.
You're gonna get yours.
Like, you know, they have like a store out in Calabasas, and like he's like randomly at too. Not like I'm trying to like stalk him or whatever,
I mean,
but like,
but he's your inspiration.
yeah, like we're gonna be like in the same circle eventually.
Yeah.
You know, we still kind of are.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, no, like I did have this kind of intimidation of like, oh my god, how is he in real life, and like. You know, like the whole entire quote, like, "Oh, don't meet your idols; we're gonna let you down."
Yeah,
you
I
know,
can see that,
but like
yeah.
people are saying, like, no, he's like really, really like genuine and like a cool person. Like,
Yeah.
like Renzel met him, like all of them met him because they're.
You wanna, like fight Renzel after that? Like, why?
Dude, he like
me?
I didn't know that. Like,
It
because
should have been me.
I caught up with Renzel like the other week, and like he showed me that. I was like, oh, that's fucking sick.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I heard he's really, really cool. Like, one of my homies on the Misfits page, Ian. He went to like a whole like meetup or whatever, and he was just by himself, so he kind of felt like a little awkward. But like, you know, he was like, he had like all the clothes on and everything like that, and kind of just chilling with everyone. But Jaden like went out his way, like, yo, bro, like get in this pic with us, bro. I was like, oh, that's sick. You know what I mean?
That's really cool.
And like he would like bring like certain people in, like, yo, like, do you want to go to like this dinner, like with us? You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Yeah, like he's really like inclusive and stuff like that. But it's like it's off of like I don't know. It's it's a whole nuance thing. It's like because with him like with all these meetups, I feel like you could really tell like who was like there versus like who's just there for just to like for the clout. You know what I mean? You know, especially being in his position because like you gotta be like more aware of that. Where it's like people who like actually want to like genuinely get to know you and like hang out with you, and versus just like using you for like clout or like your own personal gain.
Yeah.
You know.
But you'd be there for the
No, dude, I was be down just like, bro, do you want to go out to eat or something?
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Because you could get so much from that conversation.
I could, you know? And it's like again, like, I like, we're just into like similar stuff. You know what I mean? I think that's like that's already a bridge and like, in that, you know, even though I haven't really like met him officially. So, yeah, no, like, then all the people were saying like he's like really, really chill and like cool. So I'm like, oh, bet, okay.
Yeah, I missed that time in my life. It was very, like, it was a lot simpler, and it was just like I felt super connected to. I think I even just my last phone that I had. Like, wait, maybe it's even. No, it was my computer. My computer background was still like a Misfits image. Yeah, it was
That's
like
cool.
a kid jumping over like a gate or something. He had the Misfits logo on the shirt.
Nice,
you know?
yeah.
I just changed it, took a picture of myself. So
Hey, let's go.
But I kept it like that because I was just like, yo, this. It just represents so much more than just like what you would think. So that's why I don't know. I just really miss that. I still have the T-shirt in my room too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and it's a medium. And right now I wear like a 3X.
Yeah.
So I can't.
No, but it holds the time though.
And that's the thing. It's like I throw out clothes all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing that shirt out because it just reminds me of that time of my life where like that's what I really care
and that
about.
that like affected, you know, that kind of like affects like who you are now to this day. Like, you know, a lot, you know, we've been talking about this in the chat a lot and everything where it's like because like there's like, you know, people have kind of like moved on from like I guess like that phase or whatever, you know, but it's like, you know, it's maybe like build like don't rely too much on like Jaden or like a celebrity to really uphold what is like the underlying like message.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what is it that makes us want to like wear like these clothes and like be like very out there in ourselves, you know what I mean? Like what can we personally take just from that truly just affects us deep down. And that's like the most important thing because it's like it's okay if you want to like move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like you still have those things that do affect you and carry you on to the next chapter in your life, which is why like you can't really throw away that T-shirt. You know what I mean? Because it had like a time in your life that you were like emotionally connected to and like helped develop who you are.
Yeah, it's still in there.
Yeah,
It just doesn't look the same anymore.
Yeah, but it's an evolved version of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of clothes. We gotta talk about like your fashion taste.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, dude.
You don't dress like anybody else. You
Dude,
don't.
Oh man, no, I like I have like some inspirations on like everything like that of who I like to dress like and.
But you don't dress like the average Joe walking down the street to go.
Dude, I like trying to make this my regular, bro.
Yeah.
Just go out.
And is that comfortable for you?
Oh, this is so cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, well, this is like a silk like shirt, so it's very comfortable on me. And, like the tie is very loose, and like I like loose trousers on. But I don't know. I just like, and again, I think that really came from just Misfits. It's like you know, just why not just like wear a suit to a movie theater?
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt anyone.
So where do you get that confidence from though?
It's like
because I hate attention. Oh, I hate attention.
No, yeah, it does feel a little bit weird at first. First of all, it really again obviously it comes from like Misfits and like seeing like Jaden go out wearing like random shit. You know what I mean? But also it's just my own obsession with like I call it breaking the matrix. So it's like it stems. It's funny.
Breaking the matrix. I like that.
Yeah, it comes from like comedy, low key. Like there's this. Oh man, I believe it's. Have you heard of Nathan Fielder? Oh, he's a comedian on Comedy Central, but like he had like an episode where he would like he was trying to like transform like these like younger like teens into like TikTok celebrities or something like that. But like there's like a sub video that was happening behind the scenes, which Nathan was helping film, of this guy like filming bread in like random spots in New York. You know what I mean? Or just seeing like random stuff everywhere. Like if you're like walking down and you see like a water bottle that's supposed to be like this, right?
Yeah.
Just like this. And you would just like film that. And that's what I call breaking the matrix.
Yeah.
Or like seeing some dude use like a some guy was like, he had like a bag of like groceries, but he was like on a subway, and like he tied the bag of groceries to like the handle, so he doesn't have to hold it. And it's like weird, you know what I mean? But like it's like, okay, word.
Why not though?
Why not?
Yeah.
So like I just been kind of obsessed with that, you know what I mean? Because it's like I feel like there's a, what's it called? A subconscious, I guess, method of living.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Deep.
Like a method of living, which is funny, you know? So I'm just like, okay, let's like break that, but obviously like be appropriate with it, you know what I mean? Like, no one, like, it's not gonna hurt anyone, you know, if I just wear a suit. I went to go see Oppenheimer in a suit. People did it as like a meme, but like I just like, I'll bet, you know? Or like, you know, just going out wearing like something nice. Like why does it have to be something nice? Like what makes it nice?
Yeah.
Why can't you just wear it?
And that's I've noticed that about clothes too for myself. I noticed that clothes can sometimes be something that we use to impress other people, or to like draw eyes or make people think or like feel a certain way about you. And I noticed that I was dressing that way. And so in 2020, I kind of went through this whole like, I'm not gonna dress up anymore. Like I'm not gonna buy nice clothes anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna buy very, very, very minimal clothing.
Dude, I'm like in that phase right now.
But not even, because like even this, well, I'm not. Yeah.
It's timeless, I think.
Yeah,
you know, like you could always like have a white button-up shirt.
Yeah,
you could have like a black tie. You could wear it on any occasion. Like just regular black pants.
Because my idea was like, let's dress in a way that's not intended to make people think this, that, or not make people feel anything by when they look at me, and see how I do with that. So then I just went straight up, just plain clothes. I was just wearing regular. I was shopping at Walmart a lot, just for like black tees, black sweats, a lot. Yeah. That's all I was wearing. And then I got super comfortable with that, and then I was like, okay, now that I'm super comfortable with that, now I'm gonna allow my clothes to express how I feel on the inside.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. And that's what I was about to follow up with.
Yeah, because it was like, before I was dressing so that people can like me or, you know, think that I dress cool. And then I was like, let's take all that away, because you don't know how to act.
Yeah, that's not very sustainable.
Yeah, you don't know how to act when you do that, so let's just not impress anybody, not even yourself. Yeah. Right? And then I was like, okay, I did good with that. Now let's start buying clothes that make you feel
right. That's the important thing. You know, you gotta like, you know, like when it comes to like fashion and like clothes that you wear, it really does affect your subconscious. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like dressing, like, you know what I mean? Like I had a previous outfit that I was gonna wear, but like, you know, I felt like wearing this because I think it would put me like in a much more confident headspace. Yeah. And like I'd feel good about myself. You know what I mean? I think this looks fly. You know,
and that's how I get dressed now. It's like I literally tell myself, like, I don't think about where am I going. I'm thinking about how am I feeling today. Yeah. What emotion do I want to evoke today? What kind of vibe am I feeling today?
And also, it's like a balance of like comfort too. You know what I mean? You can make something look really, really nice, but it could be comfortable. Yeah. You know,
it's like wearing the clothes and not letting the clothes wear you.
Right, and like and it's like a balance of like comfort, but also like looking good and feeling good. Because you can like look really, really good, but you could feel really uncomfortable, which might throw it off a bit. Or you could be like, you could be too comfortable and look like a slob. And
so how did you manage to make that be comfortable?
I just loosened this up, and then I just had it untucked, and
it's classy though.
Yeah, and I just kind of went with like a more of like relaxed aesthetic with it. You know what I mean? I with me, it's like low key, like a lot of the things that I go for, it comes from like an aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like my fashion aesthetics and like inspirations really comes from like 60s and like 50s right now. So like I've been wearing like loafers a lot with like kind of like Tyler the Creator. I think that's like a perfect example of a person, you know. So like Tyler, and like wearing things that, you know, like I feel more grown You know what I mean? And it's like, not, and again, this is just my own mentality, but I just want to like take myself more seriously. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like, let's just carry on that mentality with the things that I wear.
So you think you're gonna continue to evolve with your style in this kind of way?
Yeah, and also like, I'm just trying out different things. Like again, this merely came from me just trying different stuff out, and I felt like this stuck. You know, this look really just stuck, and I like that.
And you rock it well, because like it's like
Oh, thank you,
everybody
bro.
can't just throw that on and be like, okay, I'm walking out today. But you put it on and it works for you.
Oh, thank you, man.
It genuinely works.
Yeah, it feels good too. You know.
Yeah. I'm about to buy me one of those shirts. It looks comfortable as fuck. It's like, you dressed
And
up, but
it's like you can
like
this. You have so many occasions you can wear this on. You know what I mean?
you could actually wear that to anything.
I literally could, dude. If I had
Do
to
you
go to
dance
like,
in that?
huh?
Do you dance in like,
Oh no, I don't.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure I do. Well, I perform in it, yes.
Okay.
But
I was like,
I do perform in it, but like again, you know, when it comes to like dance, like again, I just it's so funny. I like talking about like dance clothes, but it's really okay. I am trying to be more comfortable, but like at the same time, I am trying to like also dress fly too. Like what my everyday dance outfit now is like a small black T-shirt with like some parachute pants and my New Balances.
So you're doing small shirt, big pants.
Dude, yeah, that's my vibe. I love
Small
that.
But why not small pants, big shirt?
Small
That's
pants,
more
big
comfortable
shirt.
to move in, right?
It's because I did that a lot in the past,
Everybody
and like I can't do the whole oversized tee thing anymore for myself because I'm short, so I'm gonna look tiny, dude.
True.
You know, so I've been paying a lot more attention to like proportions.
That's what this
You know?
other guy that I interviewed. His name was Eli. He was telling me about like he crops his shirts.
Yeah, I do that too. I do that too as well.
Because it makes him look taller.
Yeah, because like you know, for this like like I have it kind of draping, you know, which makes me look a little shorter. But like I do have a dress shirt that I did cut, you know, and crop. You know what I mean, for like that cool, I guess like high end fashion aesthetic. But also like it does make my legs look a little bit more longer.
Damn.
You know?
I am learning so much.
Yeah, like it's you know it's and you'll see what kind of like fits your body well, you know, because like before like I used to wear like really big pants and a really big shirt. I just look like I'm 4'11", you know.
How tall are you?
I am
5'7"?
5'6".
5'6"?
I'm 5'6", yes.
That's tiny.
It is still tiny,
Tiny.
but finding the right, you know, like clothes to fit my body.
You don't look short though.
What's up?
You don't look short.
Well, yeah, it's because
Like,
I'm wearing smaller stuff.
Walking down the street, I'm like, that guy's short. There's some people that have a short vibe. You don't have a short vibe.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro.
You don't have a short vibe. I'm 6'2", so I can tell people what kind of vibe they have.
Yeah, you got like an overhead view of everything. You know what I mean?
My job is. You're short, but you don't really count that much. You know?
But yeah, man, it's just like proportions and like, and again with like fashion and stuff. I've always kind of just been into like clothes and fashion my whole life. So like, I guess paying attention to little like minute things, it gives me more of like stuff to really learn.
And details too, because you got like the little lock on the.
I do, yeah, as a bracelet. Yeah, as a bracelet, my girl and I have. You know, that I like got for both of us.
Sentimental.
Yeah, it is very sentimental. Yeah. And yeah, man, like, yeah, like it's I want to make like wearing this normal in movies and shows. This is normal.
Yeah.
But why isn't it normal in real life? You know what I mean?
old are
So
you?
I'm 25.
Yeah, it's not a lot of 25-year-olds that like dress classy like that.
Yeah, and plus, like, I think it comes from like a scene. Like, I'm very much into like this band called the 1975, and this is what they wear,
Really?
and I'm just like, dude, they're freaking fly, bro. Let me
I know,
get
like,
into that.
3 of their songs.
It's
I
okay.
don't really
no.
know, like, I'm not really familiar with what they look
It's a very like like their aesthetics change a lot depending on the albums. Right now, their album is very much. It's so funny. Their band is named off of the year, but they make songs that sound like the 80s, but they have an aesthetic now that lines with the 50s. So it's kind of cool, you know what I mean? Yeah, so a lot of their stuff now is like fresh suit, tie, sunglasses, 80s music, black and white. It's freaking sick.
Damn, I think the one that I know is called "Sincerity Is Scary."
Oh, that song's beautiful, man.
It's my
Have you heard the lyrics to that, dude?
I looked them up on Genius, and I forgot what it all meant.
It's essentially the song title. It's like, it's okay, like being like, because the thing is, a lot of people, like, I think, especially nowadays in social media, like the song "Sincerity is Scary" came from an album called "The Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships," which is about the internet. The whole album's about the internet. So it's like trying to, I guess, step out of performing in social media and performing on the internet to like perceive yourself as like someone like cool and like nice, but like we all know everyone has their own imperfections and stuff like that. And it's okay to like make mistakes sometimes. It's okay to like, to look like an idiot in front of your friends sometimes. And it makes you feel like not alone.
Yeah.
When you see, like, for example, if you see like an
That's
artist like mess up like on a small acoustic song, you're not like booing them.
Yeah.
You're like encouraging them to like keep on going, and it makes you feel okay as like, again, like we perform, like if we see like other people, like mess up. Not saying that we're like enjoying their their suffering of embarrassment, but it's like, no, like I feel you, bro. Like don't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
So like essentially that's like what that song's kind of about. Is just sincerity is scary.
Dude, it's
scary sometimes.
It's super scary. It's like, but why though? It's like I think we're all just so protective of ourselves.
We are, we are, and it's like, and individuality is scary. Like we're afraid to be ourselves.
That's so stupid though.
It is stupid, man.
Everybody is so different and unique and have their own like individual like things that make them special.
Yeah,
but
bro.
We all would rather just like create this like unison that we could all follow so no one sticks out. And everybody
exactly, and it's like which is why like when it comes to like artists or like people or like bands that I'm into, like I'm always really interested in the ones that like purposefully do like weird things because they're themselves, because I'm a weird dude, like we're all a bit interesting, and it's like it encourages me to be myself, which is why like I made like a dance mixtape. No one, you don't really hear that. It sounds like weird, or like wearing this every single day, like
fuck them.
Yeah, exactly, fuck them, bro. Like they're not paying my bills.
They're not.
They're not paying my bills, dude.
They're not. Fuck you.
So it's like, again, and I want to, and again, like when it comes to like me as a creative and as an artist, that's what I want to encourage and bring that to other people, because I had that change my life. I've had music artists, cultures, and like people that like just didn't give a fuck that like changed my life. So like I want to try like being that for other people.
You're doing it.
Thank you, man. But I'm not gonna lie though, it does get really lonely though.
Really?
It does a lot. Like,
explain that.
Yeah, man. It definitely does. Like I think, for example, I guess like there's like one example I could think of is like when a lot of the songs I choreograph to, like my music right now is very niche. The music I listen to, I don't know too many people that listen that I can have a good conversation with music about, because like the things I like are very like culty, like I'm big into like the 75 and like Jaden. Those are all very like niche things already. So it's like kind of hard finding like people that like those things as well. But at the same time, it's like it is a big scene once you step into it. And it makes you feel less alone. But it's like, and I carry that into dance as well. Because it's like, I don't really dance to hip-hop music, really, to be honest now. I dance to a lot of, like, indie alternative music. A lot of 80s tracks I dance to. Like, everything that I've choreographed for the past 3 years have been songs that I just love listening to on my own. You know what I mean? I had a time where I disconnected music from dance. You know what I mean? Now I'm starting to kind of put that back in. But I did that just so I could explore myself and be comfortable in my own skin. You know what I mean? And enjoy the foundations of myself.
Right.
So I could carry that on into the things that I love doing, which is dance. So I am taking everything that I do genuinely love and bringing it into the stuff that I want to create. So like I'm like in a phase right now where like I'm just like thinking of like set ideas and like videos where it's like the sounds seems like very, very interesting and like weird, but I know that like I'm very confident that I could hit that sweet spot to make it be very, very tasteful and make it feel like right. Like, it might be a spoiler alert, but dude, I want to submit for Urban Night Chicago.
Okay.
Like for this spring, and I want to like do a song that's very like pop rock. You know what I mean? Very, very jumpy, and like the guitars are like wailing, and it feels very like emo, you know. But I know I feel like I could tap into that just because like I'm into like the artist, and I know the way they felt when making it. I listen to their music, and I understand where they're coming from, most importantly. And I'm starting to understand my own creative process. So kind of meshing those things and finding the similarities, it would help me get to that point and making it very, very tasteful, you know? And yeah, dude, like, I like, what's it called? It's like, again, it comes with me just breaking the matrix again. Like, why not choreograph to like some hard rock song?
Why the fuck not?
Why not?
And the thing is, the people that get it are gonna get it.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And essentially, like, I just want, not that I'm saying that, like, I'm doubting anyone, but, like, I know that there's other, like, creatives out there, like, in our circle that want to do something, but they're worried about, like, what others may think. You know what I mean?
Me.
And it might be everybody. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's, like, taking the leap of faith and just trusting yourself that you can get it done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Bro, do you know how hard it was for me to, like, make a podcast?
I was about to ask you about that, bro.
Like, dude, like,
this is awesome.
It's been a platform that I've wanted to create for the longest time, and a big part of like why I hesitated with it so much was just the fact that like I felt like I had a script and I had to stick to it. Like I'm the dancer, you know. Dancers don't talk online. They don't use their voices very much. They just show up, shake their ass, and then get out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like they post a little clip of them dancing or whatever. And I was like, I know that I'm a multitude of things, and I want to do so much, and there's so much in me. And this was one where I was just like, this is something that I'm passionate about. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm passionate about conversation and deep conversation. I get super stimulated by conversation. And finally, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So last November, I started the podcast, but I started it with just myself, and I was just
I saw on your channel,
just speaking. I had topics, and I kind of had things written down and stuff like that. But I was like, I'll start here. This is where I'll start. But for some reason, I could never like get myself to really fully commit to it and fully make it a part of my brand. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like not aligning with what I was doing at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then so fall rolls back around, and I'm like, all right, it's time to like start this back up because this is where I'm feeling like I have the time to like tap back into it. But why am I not going to give this podcast the energy that it deserves? And it was really because like, yo, I'm the dance guy, and the dance guy doesn't get to have a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
And so I really had to like sit with it for a while, and I was like, fuck, like, nah, you gotta really just commit to this shit. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it and just roll with that shit. And then I rolled with it, and then I was like, oh wow, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, man. No, like you're killing it with this, bro.
You know, it's like fuck. Why can't I sit on my couch and talk?
Exactly,
to people, you know what I'm saying?
And it's like, and it's what you, and the thing is like, this is something that you feel is like right that you want to do.
Yeah,
yourself, you know what
this
I mean?
feels so right to me. This feels
I'm
like
glad, man.
This is what I'm supposed to do. You know, and I'm very proud of myself because you know, everybody has this idea of who you are and like the image that they set for you. Right. And for me, I'm not an insecure person really, but I do hesitate sometimes. I do have a lot of moments where I'm like hesitating on doing things because of like a lot of times people tell me who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even. It's crazy. I don't even tell you who I am, but people will literally tell me to my face who I am. And I'm like,
they don't know you, bro.
I'm like, how the fuck did you come up with that? Like, where the fuck did that come? Like, oh, that's what I have to do. Oh, that's me. Got it. Cool. and it like puts you in this fucking box that you didn't ask for.
Puts you in a box, it's like it puts you on a stage.
Yeah,
in a box,
and it's like,
it sucks.
Oh, okay, I guess I'll follow your rules and do what that said person does. But now I'm like, dude, I'm fucking 27 years old. Fuck everybody.
Dude, they're not paying their bills, bro.
They're not paying my
They're
fucking
not
bills.
paying their bills,
Not a
dog.
single fucking person is paying
Yeah.
my bills. I do what the fuck I want.
Yeah.
So, you don't like it? That's too bad. Don't follow me. Do all that stuff. Please don't go. No, but yeah, if you don't fuck with me, that's fine. And that's the crazy thing. It's like everybody is literally not for everybody.
That's
So
true.
if you don't rock with me or what I'm doing, don't rock with me for just the fuck's sake of not for feeling bad about leaving. Like if you genuinely don't rock with what I do, that's okay.
It's okay.
That's so okay. You ain't gotta like everything that everybody does. Just be respectful.
Yeah, you just have to be like civil and like let them do them. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to understand why.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't pertain to you.
It has nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
You don't have to understand everything, and it's just like
and why like spend time on that when it's like when the initial feeling is that like you don't like it when someone is like doing this.
Yeah.
Just let them do them.
Yeah, let the fucking people do them.
Yeah.
And I love like just interesting people because it's like those are the people that inspire me. The last episode that came out, if you're watching this, it's not gonna be the previous episode, but the last episode that's out right now, it was with my cousin, and he's a rapper.
Oh yeah, I looked at it. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that one.
Dude, the kid is 21, and he's so unapologetically himself.
That's awesome.
He's one of the people that inspires me every single day because I look at this kid. I've known him like not my whole life, but pretty much my whole life, and to see him evolve into this person that's one super fucking creative, makes dope shit, and genuinely doesn't give a fuck about what the next person does, but he's also super respectful of everybody. That's the kind of person that I want to be in this world.
Yeah.
I want to show up as that person that just can do what the fuck he wants when he wants, but then also is cool with everybody else doing their other. Like he's super
Moving like
respectful.
water, bro. Like Bruce Lee, man.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing, and it's just like you'll find those people, and they're special. You know what I'm saying? And like you gotta just really tap in with those people, and you're one of those people too. Like you're in your own lane. You do what the fuck you want. You're creating these visuals that no one else is making. You're dressing how you want to dress. You choreograph to what you want to choreograph to. Like you're already there, you know.
Thank you,
you're
bro.
you're doing your shit right now, you know. And so I want to have more people like you on the podcast. Those people.
Yeah, thank you for reaching out to me, dude. Like I remember, like it was so funny. This is when you released Jules, like the snippet, like on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, you got a podcast? All right, bet. And then like the next day, you like DM me about it. I was like, oh,
get the fuck over here. I don't know where I wrote it down, but like this was a while ago. But I had like a list of like people that I was gonna like ask to come on here. Your name was definitely on here. Where is it?
It's probably got like a long list, right?
Yeah. No, it wasn't that long.
Okay. Word.
But you were definitely on there though.
Yeah,
I was just
thank you,
thinking
man.
like, who do I really want to like learn about? You know, because then I was just about like, who's my best friend? Who's gonna say yes? Like some of it's got to be like, who intrigues me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like.
And again, that like it helps you, then also helps like people like watching and listening to this as well.
Yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you.
Real. Yeah.
You must like something. We've been going. This is my longest episode. You've broken the record.
Dang, that's
Longest
crazy.
episode. Dope. Fuck it. I don't care. All right. So, what's next for you?
Man, right now I'm like. Well, I'm actually going to be moving out and, like, living independently soon. So I'm, like, making a plan for that.
That's dope.
So I've been working a bunch and, like, trying to save up so I could, like, start that chapter in my life.
You stay in this area or are you going towards?
I'm trying to move to the city.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'm going to need it.
Good luck with that one.
But, aside from that, I did take a little bit of a break from making visuals. Like I did 2 visual albums, so like
heavy.
You know, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I kind of took that step back to kind of just like chill and like reassess what I wanted to do in like dance and also like again obviously my visual artwork. So like the last biggest thing I did was like Prelude with Daily, which is a beautiful set, one of my most favorite sets I've ever put together. But that's kind of like a tease of like where I want to go with. So I do want to tap back into like making visual albums again. But the thing is, like, I want to do it in a different way. So like before I had like 8 videos in an album, which is a lot, and I did it in only like 6 months. So 8 videos in 6 months is is a lot.
That is a lot. That's more.
You know
than
what I
one a
mean?
month.
So like, I did learn that like let's try to like stick to like quality. Not saying that like I procrastinated with quality in the other ones, but there's only so much you can do in like those 6 months. So I'm gonna spend a lot more time, but I'm only gonna keep it. I'm gonna probably like knock it down halfway, you know. But the thing is, there are like things I do want to like say, you know, and express.
Talk your shit.
You know what I mean? And like that I could communicate through art and like. And again, like as a creative, I'm like really feeling myself, you know. So I want to like keep going in, like into it. And again, like when I said this, like hopefully I get into like Urban Night Chicago under my name. But I want to like do that. Like, dude, like, bro, like some of my favorite bands have like performed on the Metro. You know what I mean? So I want to rock out like that. Not I performed at the Metro at Urban. I was at Urban Night last year, but like underneath like my own like name and like vision, and like rock out like a freaking like a rock star out there on that stage. You know, like I'm actually about to see one of my favorite bands like next month, and they're gonna be performing at the Metro. So I think it's gonna be kind of cool. I'm like, yo, that's freaking sick.
That is dope.
You know, and then I'm gonna be like, damn, like I was on that stage, but I want to like make something of my name on that stage for Urban Night. But yeah, and also I've just been like really into like live shows too, so that kind of just caters to that as well. So yeah, man, like it's essentially like the same thing I've been kind of doing, but I'm just like going further and further in like into that. Basically, yeah, and just going much more higher in quality and stuff.
I can't wait to see it. That's gonna be
fire. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm excited too.
All right, before we go, I got to do my rapid fire question game with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now, it's only 3 questions.
Bet.
It ain't a lot, but
Whew.
this is just the name of the game. All right. So, my first question for you is, keep one, the rest got to go. Spider-Man, Ninja Turtles, and Black Panther.
Keep one, the rest got to go.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Okay. All right. Because you almost got kicked out again.
Dude, Spider-Man was my hero like my whole life, bro.
Oddly enough, me too.
Dude.
I'm not a superhero guy at all. Love Spider-Man.
Dude, Spider-Man's amazing.
I don't know what it is.
There's so many different versions of Spider-Man too.
Yeah, it's like, fuck. Dude, no, literally, like, I the only Marvel movie that I care to see is the Tom Holland ones.
They're amazing, bro.
Yeah, and it's like, I think it's the whole, like, with great power comes great responsibility aspect of it, and it being
feels relatable because Spider-Man is just like a younger kid.
Yeah, and I can see myself in him,
right?
And it's just like, yo, you've got all this power, use it the right way, and like
exactly, dude. You know?
Yeah, it's really so deep.
It really is, man.
I've had this conversation with my therapist before, and I'm just like, I love Spider-Man. And I don't know why. And he was just like, let's talk about that for a little bit. You know?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was crazy. All right, so your next question is, if you were told you had to live in a different country for the rest of your life, where are you going?
Okay, you said country, right? Okay. Switzerland.
What's in Switzerland? I feel like I've seen videos of Switzerland, and it's like open.
Yeah, it's open. It looks really, really scenic and just like, yeah.
What's the food like?
I don't know. I don't know.
Might want to look into that.
Right, I might want to look into that. But it's beautiful, though. It just looks beautiful. And I don't know. Everything looks disconnected from the world now. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go into some Switzerland stuff on YouTube after this. Because I like to look at like the travel vlogs and shit like that.
Dude, those are nice. I always love doing those too.
Me just living through other people is a thing I do all the time. All right, and the last one is the infamous question that I ask everyone. What is your go-to song that puts you in your feels?
Oh man. And for me, it changes.
It's
It
okay to have
changes
more
all
than
the
one cheek.
time. Um, oh my god. Okay, okay. Here it is. Here it is. I always want to die sometimes in 1975.
I know that song.
That song. Oh my god, that song's so.
always
Yeah, dude. Hearing that live, bro. That song live is beautiful. Cause like in the very end, he just goes in a scream with the vocal.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm happy that I actually know the song because I
Dude,
can't
yeah,
what
I'm
the
glad
fuck
you
you're
know that
talking
song.
about.
That song's like a little bit more niche.
I think
his
I heard it in
catalog.
a mall or something, and I was like, Shazam. What? I might have been in like Forever 21 or something, and I
man.
heard it come on. I definitely didn't hear it like just by browsing. I know
Right.
for a fact I Shazammed it from somewhere, but it was on while I was shopping, and I was like, whoa. I do want to die sometimes, but not in a bad way.
Yeah, not by the way. Yeah, because
I'm
like yeah,
done.
like like
Yeah.
he like went like Maddie went on a whole like video, like a whole like a genius video like about it. He was just kind of just
Yeah.
saying like those feelings of like thinking of like oh damn like this sucks.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like or casually saying like oh I'm gonna kill myself. You know what I mean?
yeah, but it's beautiful though. It's
But yeah, and it makes it's a human thing. It's a human
Yeah.
emotion. You know what I mean? And it also like goes along the emphasis of like getting help, like just trying. It's okay to just
Yeah.
try. That's what he says in the song.
fuck. I gotta listen to that song.
You know, but yeah, that gets me in my feels all the time.
That's one. It's. I like that song, and obviously Sincerely
Sincerely Scary, yeah.
And then I think there's one more. It's called Girls.
Girls is so good, bro. This is their first album. Oh my god, that song's so fun.
Don't know why I like it, but
Oh, that's such a
Dude.
vibey song, man. That whole first album.
And
Oh my god, it's so good.
is the rest of the album similar to that song?
Yes.
I might have to.
The
listen to
the
it.
album well, they had an anniversary. Like that song the album came out 10 years ago.
Really?
Yeah,
Is
they had
that
an-
old?
Oh yeah, 2013, dude.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Why you might be right about that because I think I started hearing about them in 2014. I think I might have.
They're
heard
like
that
huge
song.
into like Tumblr and like that
2015.
era, like aesthetics and
Yeah.
stuff.
I think I heard that song because I clicked on like a YouTube. It was like a recommended video.
Have you heard of Robbers?
Robbers.
The 975's on the same album.
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've heard it though.
Okay. Yeah, it might ring a bell, but yeah, dude, no, yeah, like Always Want to Die Sometimes. That is like a really, really heavily emotional one. I was gonna mention another song from them, it's been on repeat a little bit more. It's called Me, and it's that song, but the same 975. Like that song is pretty much told through his dad's perspective of like his divorce.
His dad's perspective.
So
of his divorce.
Oh no, his dad.
Oh.
No, it's
Okay, I
no.
was like-
No. It's like
Dad, mind your business.
he's singing from like the shoes of his dad
Okay.
of like a divorce that recently happened
of his parents,
of his parents around that
Okay.
time.
and it's like
It's
a
very, very sad. It's just about like the shame of like hurting people and like feeling really, really bad and sorry.
Damn, it's called Robbers.
It's called Me.
Oh, Me. Okay.
Yeah. Robbers is also a really sad one too, but that's more. It's a little vibey. Robbers is just about a toxic relationship.
Oh damn, I need a fucking playlist.
Yeah.
I need a fucking because like the thing is their music it's different, but some of the songs I hear I'm like, oh shit.
They have like the thing I love about them is that there's so many genres. They tap into so many different genres in their
Yeah, because
catalog.
I remember listening. I tried to listen to one of their albums. I don't know which one it was, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And I was like, whoa, and so I just like left it alone.
Yeah.
But they have different
They have like
sounds.
dude. They had like in one of their albums they had like a house track.
a house.
A house track, literally, because like the thing is their drummer, he's also a DJ producer.
Yeah.
So like he also just had like a house track in there.
Oddly enough, I can kind of see.
Pretty sick. And then they had like in that same album they had like a super like screamo rock, and they had like a super 80s track in it as well.
Screamo, he goes there.
Like, yeah, it's called People. It's just screaming, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, shit, I gotta check that shit out. Do you have a playlist of like your favorite songs from him?
Oh yeah, I
Need
do.
it. Spotify.
That's on Spotify. I got you,
I
dog.
need that. All right, y'all. Well, that's all we got. Do you have anything you want to plug before we go?
Oh yeah. Yes. Hopefully whenever this comes out. Sunset Chasers. I've kind of cleared out the catalog on it, but stay tuned for the things going to be dropping on there. Might be clothes, might be videos. We don't know. So stay tuned.
Bet. And I'll link all that in the description. So I want to thank you guys so much for listening and tapping in with us for a little bit. You can follow me on Instagram at Ron_Amos. Follow Nick at
Nick Delira.
Is it underscore in there somewhere?
Nah, just Nick Delira. All lowercase.
Lucky. Must be nice. All right, y'all. And I will see y'all next week with another episode. Peace.
Peace.